Hey Grownups, it's Tessa Flannery here. The holidays are almost here, and if you still have names on your list, don't panic. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful. They've got thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts you can't find anywhere else. I found a cat and dog print umbrella that my pet-loving mom is gonna love. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. Moms and dads, kids and teens, book lovers, gardeners, foodies. You'll find unforgettable gifts that are anything but ordinary. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Every purchase is a chance to choose something remarkable and feel good about where your money goes. With every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit of your choice. They've donated more than $3.1 million to date. So don't wait. Make this holiday the year you give something truly unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/girltales. That's uncommongoods.com/girltales for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Hey grown-ups, Tessa Flannery here. Girl Tales is bringing back our personalized stories this holiday season. We know you're looking for something super special for the Tailblazer in your life, so we have created unique, personalized adventures. These are Girl Tales stories starring your Tailblazer. We've got stories for families with multiple Tailblazers, like Underworld Rescue.
Calliope, the goddess of storytelling, has been kidnapped. I need brave adventurers to travel to the underworld and rescue her. Can you do it?
Holiday stories like Silver Bells.
They walked over the Brooklyn Bridge and looked at the Manhattan skyline from across the East River. They ate the best and cheesiest pizza of their lives and peered inside all the little shops in Brooklyn Heights as the snow crunched under their boots.
And even stories for Tailblazers and their pets, like the pirate legend of Freshwater Lake.
Arr, we'll have to navigate the seas and the skies, of course. Maya picked up on the game. Righty, mate, and we'll need our best hunting dogs. We'll give them the scent of this map.
If there's a story your Tailblazer really wants to hear, we can even make a completely original freshwater story incorporating your child's ideas. To order your personalized story, head to girltalespodcast.com/shop. That's girltalespodcast.com/shop for a Girl Tales story all about your Tailblazer.
Hey Tailblazers, I'm Rebecca Cunningham, and this is Girl Tales, a kids podcast packed with girl power and stories where every child's voice matters. Now, on to our episode. This is Una and the Great Ice Cream Waterfall. Enjoy! I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. She's my very best friend, and you may remember her because I've told a few stories about her and her pet unicorn, Nicky. She's got jet black hair with a gold stripe that runs down the side of it. She wears the coolest outfits with awesome belts and jackets with patches. She's not afraid to be loud and speak up for things she wants or needs. Have you guessed who it is yet? It's Una Cliffwood. Most days, Una and Nicky would ride to school together. I say ride, but while sometimes Nicky would trot like a horse, unicorns usually get around through giant leaps that arc from landing point to landing point and leave a trail of glittering rainbows behind them. It's almost like they can fly. But this day was a Saturday, which meant no school. Una's mom was a hairdresser and had a busy day of work at the salon. This meant that Una had the day to herself. She always missed her mom when she had to work on weekends, but she also loved days like this. As her mom walked out of their front door, she gave Una a big hug. "Where are you and Nicky going to adventure today, Una?" she asked. But she already knew the answer. Una flashed her mom a big smile. "Ice River Mountain." Her mom finished zipping up her coat, laughing, and called behind her as she left. "Do I even have to ask at this point? bundle up and have fun. The second Una's mom went to work, Una threw on her boots, coat, hat, and gloves, and ran off to the stables to find Nicky. Ice River Mountain was one of their favorite places in all of Freshwater. During the summers, campers who visited Camp Freshwater would take day hikes up the mountain, cooling off with dips into the refreshing river that flowed around them. And during the winters, when the water was far too cold to swim in, nearly freezing in fact, the mountain was Una's favorite place to visit. There weren't as many people around, which meant that Una could sing at the top of her lungs. And the frost shimmering in the trees made her feel like she was wading through the trail of sparkly rainbows Nicky always left behind him. It was magical. Una and Nicky soared together toward Ice River Mountain, leaping and bounding from street to woods to the trees, up and up and up the mountain, until they reached Una's favorite spot along Ice River. Right above this point, the river roared and churned, but here the water cascaded down in a waterfall, where it hit a shallow pool and then flowed by with ease. The water would reflect the trees, sky, and clouds, almost like a mirror. It was beautiful. But as they approached Ice River, Una and Nicky froze. Not because it was cold out, but because Ice River looked different. Instead of the water running clear, the river almost looked milky. And it was moving so slowly, as if it were somehow thicker than water. Una looked around and gasped as her gaze fell upon the waterfall. Nicky, look! The waterfall! It's almost like ice cream? Then a sweet smell filled the air. Nicky raised his nose high and gave a big sniff. He looked at Una with amazement. And Una looked right back, her eyes growing wide. I think it is ice cream! Una and Nicky crept toward the waterfall, still roaring and churning. Slowly, carefully, Una extended her hand out toward the raging current. It was freezing, but as Una pulled her hand back, in it was a pile of what was unmistakably ice cream. Nicky nudged her, as if to say, "What are you waiting for? Taste it." Una knew from her many adventures that you don't just go around eating things you find in the woods. Things might taste gross or even be poisonous, but an ice cream river seemed just too magical of an opportunity to pass up. She raised her hands to her mouth and took the tiniest, littlest lick. It was the most delicious ice cream she had ever tasted. Flavors of vanilla and chocolate danced across her tongue, and she thought she detected hints of rose or maybe waffles, cereal even. She'd never eaten anything like this before. Una could hardly believe it. She started to sing at the top of her lungs out of sheer joy. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream! Of all the things she expected to encounter on her adventure with Nicky on Ice River Mountain, an ice cream river certainly was not on the list. Una pushed her hand into the waterfall once more, coming away with another handful of ice cream, and another for Nicky this time, who neighed in appreciation. Una had only been on Ice River for a short while, but she knew she couldn't stay. She had to share this with someone. Which is how, a short while later, I got a knock on my door. Una pulled me by the arm, saying as fast as she could, "Come on, let's go. I have to show you the most amazing thing." Una practically dragged me outside and up onto Nicky's back. I barely had time to get on my coat, hat, and gloves. Together, the three of us took off, leaping toward Ice River Mountain. "Una, what is going on?" I asked, bewildered. "Just you wait, Rebecca," she called back. "It's the most incredible thing." The three of us soared through the air, landing on Ice River Mountain. I knew this was Una's favorite spot. We would go there all the time during the summers, but I wasn't sure why we were here now. Una ran toward the river. "Rebecca, you have to taste this." "Huh?" She stopped in her tracks, turning slowly toward Nicky and me. "I don't understand. This whole river, it was making ice cream just a few minutes ago." I raised my eyebrows skeptically. "Ice cream?" When I looked at the water, all I saw was a churning waterfall and a flowing river. Beautiful, of course, but definitely no ice cream in sight. The water was clear as glass. I sighed. Una always did have a very active imagination. Maybe she just made it up. Almost as if she could read my mind, Una looked at me, frantically. "I didn't imagine it. I swear, ice cream was coming out of that waterfall. It was." But, with no proof, I didn't know what to believe. Una seemed so sure, but on the other hand, I was standing right there. The river was just a river. "Tell you what, tomorrow is Sunday. We don't have school, and my mom has another shift at the salon. Come back with me tomorrow morning, and if there's no ice cream waterfall here, I'll drop it. But, maybe bring a cup and a spoon, just in case." The next morning, bright and early, Una and Nicky showed up at my door. The three of us took off, leaping toward Ice River Mountain. I'll be honest, I had a lot of doubts as we made our way through the town, the woods, the trees, and up the mountain. I tried to keep them to myself. Maybe it was best to let Una hold on to hope for one less fleeting moment. I was sure there was no way that the ice cream waterfall she thought she had seen was real. But as we landed at Una's favorite part of the river, a sweet smell floated through the air. Vanilla-y, chocolatey, caramely deliciousness wafted toward us. Una smiled. "I knew it!" As we approached the river, the first thing I noticed was how different the water looked. Crystal clear the day before, but milky and thick now. As my eyes traced back up the river, I could hardly believe my eyes. There, churning from the roar of the waterfall, was ice cream. Una and I ran over, our cups already extended. As we held them under the river, ice cream piled into our cups. We clinked our spoons together in a cheers and dug in. It was the most delicious ice cream I'd ever had. We'd even had a second helping. Buzzing from the sugar, I turned to Una. "But how is this even possible?" Una shrugged her shoulders. She hadn't thought that hard about it, but I had to know. And apparently, so did Nicky. We turned around and saw him sniffling in the air, almost like he had detected something. "Nicky, what is it, boy?" Una said nervously. Without warning, Nicky took off up the mountain. "Nicky, stop!" Una cried. Una and I took off after Nicky. He was too far ahead to see, but we followed the trail of glittering rainbows he left behind. We scrambled up the mountain, determined to follow Nicky wherever he had gone off to. Out of breath and standing in a cloud of rainbows and glitter, we found Nicky at the source of the river. He was standing with someone, but it was too hard to see who, until he stepped forward. "Old MacDonald?" we said together in amazement. It was rare for Old MacDonald to leave his farm, but sure enough, there he was, atop Ice River Mountain. He pulled a carrot from his bag and gave it to Nicky, who neighed in appreciation. "Holy cow! Well, hi there, Rebecca and Una," said Old MacDonald. "I'm surprised to see you up here." "We're surprised to see you up here, too," said Una. "I always come to Ice River in the winter, but my favorite spot is down below the waterfall, just here." Old MacDonald smiled. "I thought I recognized that singing voice. I hear it all winter. You see, I come up here to forage for ingredients. I make homemade ice cream, and I like to experiment with different ice cream flavors. I use some of the milk from the cows and bring it up to where it's cold enough that I can churn ice cream by hand, mixing in whatever delicious fruits, berries, and syrups I can find or make. But you'll never believe it. Just yesterday, I was making a new flavor I was excited about when I tripped on a rock, and my whole mixture went into the river and downstream. So I came back up here today to make another batch and tripped over the same exact rock, and well, into the river it went again. I wonder what happened to it. Una and I shared a grin. We explained to Old MacDonald that we knew exactly what had happened, that the temperature of the ice river and the churning of the waterfall had happened to turn his recipe into delicious ice cream. It also explains why it was there one moment and gone the next. The river had continued to take it downstream. We shared a laugh with Old MacDonald at the happy accident, and later we spoke with an ecologist who ensured all three of us that the ice cream spill had not affected the environment or any of the creatures who lived there. In fact, it was safe enough that if we wanted to, we could do it again as long as it wasn't every day. So every year, once winter set in, the ice river got cold enough and the waterfall churned and roared. Una and I and all of our friends hiked up Ice River Mountain with cups and cones and spoons and some rainbow sprinkles to enjoy a tasty cup of Rocky River ice cream from Old MacDonald and the ice cream waterfall. That was Una and the Great Ice Cream Waterfall, written by Megan Bagala, performed and executive produced by yours truly, Rebecca Cunningham, produced by Megan Bagala.
Girl Tales is a Cordelia Studios production. Grownups, you can get access to ad-free episodes of Girl Tales, as well as a range of other shows for the kids in your life by subscribing to Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to hear me narrate the original stories of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, or Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, head to patreon.com/girltales and join Team Sunnybrook or above. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, if you loved this story, share it with a friend. Oh, and remember, I believe in you.
There's a hill and a road and a path where I know you must go. Through the sun, wind, rain, or snow. But wherever you venture, you can always come home. 'Cause I trust your heart, I trust my heart, and I trust your mind, I trust my mind, and I trust the friends, I trust the friends I know you will find o'er the hill and on the road.